And you don't have to believe Alexander the Great even existed, or Caesar, or John the Baptist, or even Josephus himself if you don't want to, right? See, that's the irony about men, right? See, if you write a good enough story and everyone else wants to believe it, they can, right? You know, you can change life if everybody goes along with your life, right? But you can't if everybody don't either, right? In other words, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but not all the people all the time, right? That's always been known to no matter what you do, though, if there's one person who knows the truth, right? The many are wrong and the one is right. You know what I mean? Right. And you can all be wrong or you can all be right, right? That's the problem too with the world, right? The devil's making, they say, right? Right. You know, this world, you can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you did or didn't do. You can even carve it in stone like the Egyptians, and yet we don't know if Moses existed or not, right? Yet there should be some kind of record in it, but there are people they chiseled out who they originally wrote about, too, right? You can't say that either, I don't know. Someone they tried to, act like never existed, who existed there, right? Could that have been Moses? Maybe, right? You know, what they found referring to Egypt was the Egyptian word for people. It didn't say Israel is laid waste. It said a people without a king were laid waste. And in that time, right, Israel only had judges, no king, right, is what they're saying. Right, right. So that probably is a reference, right, to Israel. Now, did the king, the Pharaoh, even acknowledge there was a country named Israel? No, no. Did he write it in ancient hieroglyphic languages where you translate Hebrew into hieroglyphics? No, no. He just said there was a people he vanquished at that time without a king, without a king. And at that time, the children of Israel were judging not having a king, right, in the land of Palestine, whatever you want to call it, there again, too, right? Israel today, right? Which is a real nation right now, because the Europeans and the Americans today, there's a nation really called Israel, right? Whoa. And we agree to it. Even their enemies agree. The land of Palestine is now occupied by a group of people who call themselves the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? And daughters of these said people, right? Now, we all know, though, that reproduction, no matter whether you're gay or straight, Jew or Gentile, bond or free, male or female, black or white, right? Happens when two couples, a male and female, have sexual relations, usually not hallucinating it or not, right? Usually knowing who they're with or not, and saying, hey, I was around this person for an extra hour. I think I could have had sex with them or not, or not. But I'm not sure if I did, but the reason I know I could have had sex with her is I still get morning wood, or my penis goes from 3 to 6 inches from a state of softness to a state of erection as the normal male penis does. Right? That's how I know I can have sex or not still. There's a reason some things are hallucinations and some things are not a hallucination, right? Now, I can't show you my hard on. That's against YouTube policy, right? But, yeah, I still get hard or not. I still have a penis or not. You even thought you seen it when I first started doing videos on YouTube or not, right? But no one can really tell or not. And they did eventually take down the channel or not. Or did I imagine all that too? It was called Shane Wasn't Lucky then. Right. Now, if you're saving all my info and you saved it since then, well, great for you. What about it, right? If you could use it against me or not, you would have done so, right? If me and the girl had sex or not, unless she says so or not, or agrees or not, even if we did or not, she has to say we did. Right? Obviously, if she says we had sex, we did. If she says we didn't, we didn't, right? Even if I'm not sure what happened and asking you or her what happened, right? I'm making it up too again, right? Whatever caused me to stay in there an extra hour, whether I can prove something more happened or not, or I passed out, or I fell asleep, or we went up and discussed it in the office or in a bathroom or not. The thing is, it could have happened, right? Because even then I was getting hard on, right? Even when I was 3 inches only, I told you I could still get a hard on, right? And still ejaculate, right? Now, did I have sex with any of the girls at the club? I don't know, but I did have a lap dance with a few of them, right? And still got semi-hard, right? Which isn't fully hard, but partially hard, right? You can do that or not, right? Right. And you can't say it's a hallucination until I found a woman friend, because I'm only into women, not men, unless the man had a full-out transgendered experience. Not like Ellen Page, who became Elliot Page. I want a woman, not a man. Right? Even if it's a pretend man, I don't want a pretend man. I want a real woman. Right? Even if it's a pretend woman, I don't want a pretend woman, but a real woman. Right? Now, I'm willing to wait for that, too. I don't rape women over or under a certain age. And usually I ask them, even if I have to, I'll card one. Right. Now, if I carded Michelle or not, I don't remember that part of our encounter, but I was asking her questions before that, right? And those questions, I believe, if I knew she called herself Michelle and everyone in the store knows she was calling herself Michelle besides me, unless I'm the one she told her name was Michelle too, and she had a different name than them, which is possible too, right? She could only call herself Michelle to me, and I can't prove that or not, right? Once I leave the store, though, I'm done being their customer as well, even if it took an extra hour, and I'm just trying to figure out why it did, right? Okay, you understand? Or not. But I'm pretty sure what my plan was to go get my nails done, go to a movie after I got my nails done, and that's why I know I missed my movie window, which is at 3 p.m., and I went into the salon a little bit after 2 p.m., and should have been out in time to see the movie, right? It only takes 40 minutes, right? Does it take 40 minutes to do a nail salon? Go to one and find out yourself, I guess. If you don't believe me, right? Get a nail job for your feet and your fingernails yourself. See how long it takes you. See if it takes you 40 minutes or not. Maybe it'll take you less time, which means that's more confusing because then I was in the store longer than I thought, right? It was still over 2 hours I thought I was in the store. from 2 to 4 instead of 2 to 3, which would have just been an hour. Even that's going longer than you're supposed to be in the store for a regular nail salon visit, right? For any person doing one, right? Now, males usually just get their nails done and they look like this, right? Or this, the toenails. And, women put polish, a variety of colors on their nails and some on their lips. Oh, no, I don't do that. You see me as I am. If my hair is receding or not, again, you don't have to tell me that. Or not. But you can tell me that, or not, even if it's not, right? Receding after 3 years of you constantly telling me that every day, right? If it is or not, it will be evident in the next day. Not 3 weeks from now, not a month from now. If it's the same, right, and there's still hair on my head and I can do this with it, tuck on it a little bit, you're lying about it, right? And you have a problem with my hair because I'm a 53-year-old man, and I guess you're around people who don't have hair on their head, which is called male pattern baldness, right? I know some people have that or not. Again, it's a situation, either you have something or you do not, right? And no matter who that is, whether you're hallucinating about it or not, even with my hair, which is fine by me, and you think it every day it's still receiving for 3 years. And it's still not receding. Whatever you believe, even if it's wrong. No one can stop you from saying it or not, but there's no need to say it or not. It's not happening still or not, right? And whatever you want to say about it, you can say about it, right or wrong, lie or truth. That's the problem with everybody. You don't even know if Moses was real or not, or if Jesus was real or not, even if other people talked about him. Right. Then you don't want to deal with Jesus as much as you want to deal with Caesar or the other people around him, right? Or not. You don't know if Eliyahu is real or Netanyahu is real, do you? Though they're current people with a similar spelling name or sounding name. Yahoo is still Yahoo, whether it's Netanyahu or Eliyahu, which is Elisha's name in the Hebrew, right? Or not. Maybe it's a different name of Eliyah, from the Hebrew phrase Haya, Asher, Haya, which they think means I am that I am, but the thing about Ha and Yah is that's the Yah, whatever Yah means, right? That is the Yah, right? Ha can mean the or to even, right, I guess, in Hebrew, right? Because Hava means to breathe and Haya means to exist. So it depends on what you use with the Ha for. Hey can mean behold, but is H-Y, hey, or he, right? Is it L-L he, sorry, or L-L he? When there's no other phrase to compare it to with a Y, right? Instead of an H at the end, like Sar and Sarah, right? And then you have the consonants for the divine name YHWH, but that's not feminine any word. Right, Hebrew people? So you can't say your name or not for God or not, right? But no one can figure it out or not even you. Or someone trying to understand it can't figure it out and be saying the divine name correctly, Yahuwah or Yahweh. I mean, there's not a lot of choice there or vowel points that even fit, right? for the divine name, but you can say it if someone figures it out or not still, right? No one's forcing you. That's also freedom of religion or not. No one can make you say your name for God, by the way. Or not. Or not, right? If you want to say it, say it. If you don't, don't. Right? That's kind of strange if you have consonants for it, but you won't even say it. That makes you seem contradictory, or you're not worthy of it, like John said, or not, right? And you don't want to deal with it and want to play dumb about it, and it's your name for God, which you can say it or not, right? Again, right? Am I hallucinating because I think Yahuwah could be how it's said? No. Are you hallucinating if you don't say it? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. But no one's going to twist your arm and make you say it. No one's going to murder you if you say it or not, right? At least they're not supposed to, right? Though the name of the Lord is a strong and mighty tower, the righteous runneth into it and is safe. At least that's what one of the persons who wrote the Psalms or not said. Now, his name in the Hebrew is spelled either DWD or DVD, which David are the vowel points inserted into that, or David with a W, I don't know. Or David, I don't know. Sounds like Druid a little bit, if you're Irish, or English, right? Or Scottish, you may have heard of that, or not. I don't know if that's what they called them themselves or not, right? They think so. They think so. But you can't prove it or not. You don't really know unless you can travel back in time or not. And maybe in the meta universe you could, but in reality you cannot yet travel back in time, right? Even if you could, what would you see, right? UFOs? Now and then only a one-way trip, though, briefly, right? Where you can't fully touch down or you would interfere with all of that happened, right? Or did you touch down in Roswell in 1947? And that's what we're confused about today. It was what we look like in the future in the ship that crashed. It was really us checking on ourselves in the past, and we don't look the same anymore, or not, right? There were still humanoid figures, perhaps, in the ship, but it might look like we do now, but whoever it was, is or is to come, did we do this at the same time, in 1947? They went back in time as far as back as they could go, and that was as far back as they could go, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they've been trying to go back in time, but didn't complete the journey. I don't know. Do you know or not? If we could have 800 to 1,000 more years with technology itself, what else could we do? We don't know, I guess, right? Or could we destroy ourselves again? Maybe. Maybe because of nuclear technology, which is in the Indian script, by the way, and talks about destroying the world through this technology or not, right? Which we have again or not. I mean, that's not our imagination, huh? Right? Are nuclear wars real? Is it possible to blow up other than Nagasaki or Hiroshima? Yeah. Yeah, right. And what happens if we use the nukes on our current enemy? China or Russia, or they use theirs on us, right? Or North Korea gets involved with it. Because of South Korea blaming each other for their differences instead of accepting their differences, which makes someone your enemy, right? Even though they're Korean, period, right? You have a North communist regime and a South democratic type regime, right? And neither one of them wants the other government to rule over them, right? But yet half the world's population is either democratic or what? Communist, or dictatorship like Iran or Iraq. Maybe they're kind of a little democratic, but they could again have to deal with the coup, right, suddenly, and then we have another Saddam Hussein, right, or something, right, or somebody worse in the future. In the next 20 or 30 years, could they rebuild the temple in Israel or not? By 2060, Isaac Newton, being the greatest mathematician of his day, suggested if they work out a peace accord, like John said they could or not, could they, within 3.5 to 7 years, fulfill the book of Revelations? Since I think I could be one of the two witnesses. Will I make it to 90 or not? Right, which is how I would have to be, right? Or 97 or not, or 100 or not, right? Or 120. Could it be within my lifespan? Or if I die tomorrow? Still, I'm preparing you, right? As if I could be one of the two witnesses, whether you think I am personally or not. Whether I heard voices of a legislature on our way to Israel or not, and it said Jerusalem 3 times in my mind or not, and I can prove it to you or not. Whether my name's written in the Bible or the Bible code, or whether it's spelled correctly or incorrectly, or whether it's SS or SH. Now, if it's SS, what word or who was taught like that but a stutterer? Right. Something like that. Right. Do you know the way to hit San Jose? Right. But who would write down the utterings of a stutterer? Right. A bunch of religious folk who thought he was an outstanding guy. Yeah, usually. And brought to them law and order, rules, crime, and punishment, right? Even though it took them 40 years to collect all the Canaanite laws or something, or laws they were getting, right? I guess, right? Before they would go into the land, because the spies despised the land and said there were Nephilim in it, and that we were as grasshoppers in their opinion to them, right? And they were giants in the land, right? The sons of God, right? But 2 said we could go in and take the land. And of the 12, we're sent to the land, right? But later on, after that generation died off, and the generation that rose up and did not know all that, right? Or were growing up during that, believed they could take the land and went in, right? To the land finally, right? Perhaps not, right? It's hard to prove, even if Troy and they're rediscovering there could have been a Troy, right? And there could have been a Helen of Troy, right? Or not. Whether you believe Aborigines in African are dark-skinned people because of the heat of their climate, right? Or not, right? Could we all become dark-skinned people if our climate gets worse or better, or we live in snow or heat, right? Could our skin get lighter from darker to lighter, right? Or whatever, right? Yeah. Could you have dominant and recessive genes and look different than both parents? Yeah. Yeah. Could women lose their hair as well as men? Yes, right. Jada Pinkett Smith has alopecia in her hair, right? Is that her fault or her parents' fault? Who do you blame for that, right? Does Chris Rock joke about it and Will Smith slap him the hell out of him? Yeah. He did. Slap the hell out of him. But why did he? He was insulting his wife, right? On stage, calling her G.I. Jane like Demi Moore, who can shave her head off or not, her hair off or not. But unlike his wife, it don't grow back with her or not. Unless you get some kind of tonic for hair loss and it helps her or not. And again, right, anyone can do that or not, Will Smith, and you don't know me at all, right? I'm not even a Hollywood star, right? But we know that happens to some women or not, right? And not all women get alopecia or have a hair issue, right? But some do, right? And you can joke about it if you're a comedian or not, Chris Rock. I know about you, even if you don't know about me, but I'm still trying to do something on YouTube, but whether you like it or not, right? And I might talk about the discussion as far as, hey, some people have hair and some people do not, right? It's part of life now, right? Or not, right? My hair looks fine to me. It's growing out. Normally, it's a little lopsided sometimes, but hey, and, could be better, could be worse, right? I think it looks the same as it always has, right? Now, maybe in certain areas it's a little higher and a little lower, but receding, it is not. It is not. And in a world where everything is partially about your image, I think my image looks good. Or not. Or not. You say it don't, right? I think I can do impersonations. You say I can't, right? And we can debate it or not. You can agree with me or not, and I can disagree with you or not, right? And yet, here we are in my bathroom again, which you don't like me recording from my bathroom, but I'm recording from home. I can record in my bathroom from home. You can't copyright that, right? Anyone can record from home, right? You can't own recording from home. When anyone can record in their bathroom from home. Anyone can teach how to sing a song or not, right? One is legal copyright, fair use, and one ain't, right? If you just sing the song without it being educational, it's not fair use then, right? But if you do teach someone how to sing the song in a lesson, it could be fair use on it, right? So do you get to dictate to another person their truth, or can they make it up as they go along? Both. And both. Can lie or tell the truth. Both can figure something out and deny something, right? And a group of people denying something is worse than a few people who believe in something still, right? But both can still exist briefly for a period of time until the other people die off. And if no one believes what they believe, well, no one ever knew it, did they, right? Unless something else greater than us all knows what happened, right? And then we're all doomed, right? Because we're all doing good and evil and doing good and evil. And still, no, there are rules to society. Unless you want complete anarchy where people do anything they want, which again, right? If there was no law that a girl under 16 can't have sex with an adult male, you wouldn't know that, would you? Then if people did have sex with a 16-year-old or 15-year-old or 14-year-old or 12-year-old or 13-year-old, you couldn't do nothing about it. They could do it anyway, right? Even if they're married or not, right? And doing it. Another thing. And if other people weren't having sex with these young people, you wouldn't have a problem with it yourself. But they are. Is it wrong? Yes, in some people's opinion, but can you do anything about it? No, not 100%. You gotta catch them in the act, or the other person got to say they did it too, right? Or not. Now, if the girl's denying it happened, you can't even make her get a DNA, even if she had a child with me or not, or some other man or not, right? Was she a virgin or not at 15? If not, right, someone else had sex with her too, and she was underage according to you. Well, if she was underage with me and someone was with her first, they too committed statutory rape with her, even if they legally married her or not. And she wasn't 37 either. They can't legally marry her either at 15. Even if their parents gave him permission, right? If someone lied somewhere about her age, right, and let her marry an older man, period, it's wrong. Whether he's a man from her own country or a different country, right? You can't prove it or not unless they got a marriage certificate for them, right? Both, that says they were of age, right? Even somewhere between 15 to 37, right? I don't know either age is the truth or not. So have a nice day trying to figure out your life as I am mine. Have a good one.